And welcome to this Showtime Boxing Special Edition. We are live from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, getting ready for the big event tomorrow night, the return of Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather versus Robert Guerrero for the welterweight championship of the world. And today, this has become a ritual for fans who come out for fight weekend. They get a chance to see the fighters up close, see the crush of fans to come out for free, by the way, for the weigh-in, and all this leading up to the big Showtime pay-per-view. Saturday night, live at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. It will be May Day. Floyd Mayweather back in the ring for the first time in a year against Robert the Ghost Guerrero. The co-feature, Daniel Ponce de Leon defending his WBC featherweight title against two-division champ Abner Mares. And we've got Leo Santa Cruz, good slugger, taking on Alexander Munoz. And unbeaten middleweight Jalen Love against Gabriel Rosado. Terrific night of boxing, a deep card. It's available Saturday night on Showtime pay-per-view, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And hi everybody, I'm Brian Kenny. Huge crowd here on hand at the MGM Grand. This always primes the pump for the big show on Saturday night. A chance to see the fighters one last time, see the physical condition, and a chance for the fighters and, shall we say, their associates to square up one last time. So we welcome those of you watching here today on Showtime as well as the CBS Sports Network. Let me bring in my associates, Hall of Famer Al Bernstein and Paulie Malignaggi. It's always the crew that makes trouble up on the dais, right, Paulie?
Partners in crime.
Paulie and I are going to try not to hurt each other up here.
Al, before we jump into the storylines, because there's so many things to talk about here, let's talk about what we actually have at hand and what they're here to do, and that's make weight. There has been one time where Floyd Mayweather didn't make weight, but it was a catch weight. He clearly didn't care against Juan Manuel Marquez a few years back, and he just paid the money. Do we expect any hitch in what we're about to see?
Yeah, I don't think so, although in his last fight, Mayweather only had to make the 154-pound limit a year ago against Miguel Cotto. Today he has to come in at 147. I don't anticipate any issues for him here. And for Robert Guerrero, certainly, he started at 126 in his boxing career, and this is only his third fight all the way up to 147, so he should have no issues with the weight.
Paulie, you've been through this ritual before. Is there anything we should look for as far as, especially when one guy clearly, and that's Floyd Mayweather, has been through this circus many times before. The other guy, Robert Guerrero, has not.
Well, he hasn't, but he has been part of big fights. He definitely hasn't been part of an event of this magnitude. At the same time, you've kind of made all your preparations, you're mentally ready, and you have to sort of expect a crowd like this tonight, and you have to sort of expect an even bigger, more vociferous crowd tomorrow night. So, you know, there's nothing really more to expect. I expect them to stay calm and collected, and from there, you know, we'll see what happens tomorrow night.
The welterweight limit, so you know this, is 147 pounds. That's coming up. But first, the weigh-in for Daniel Ponce de Leon and Abner Mares. The WBC featherweight title is on the line. Featherweight limit there, 126 pounds. Let's go down right now to our own Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you, and we welcome you to the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the official weigh-in for our big fight card coming your way, brought to you by Mayweather Promotions, Golden Boy Promotions, and Showtime. We're going to begin our weigh-ins with the WBC Featherweight Championship of the World. We invite to the stage first the challenger from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. He is ranked the WBC #1 featherweight contender. Please welcome the undefeated two-weight division champion of the world, Abner Mares. And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, the defending world champion, hailing from Cuauhtemoc, Chihuahua, Mexico. He is the two-time world champion and the current WBC featherweight champion of the world, Daniel Ponce de Leon.
No, he's off stage right by the scale. He's been generally standing in front of the scale down low. Maybe he'll take the position.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite to the scale the challenger. Once again, here's the two-time world champion, Abner Mares.
$126.
Abner Mares weighs in at 126 pounds. 126 right at the featherweight limit for Abner Mares. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the defending world champion, Daniel Ponce de Leon.
126. 6.
Ponce de Leon weighs in the same at 126 pounds even.
That's why you didn't have. Yeah, I don't.
But Art will do it right now. I'll have Art do it.
So Al, how uneventful yet professional. They both come in at weight. Your thoughts?
And you know what's interesting to me is Abner Mares, who's jumping up now to his third weight class, looked like he really belonged at featherweight.
Yeah, Abner Mares has floated between 118 and 122 in his whole career, moving up to 126 for the first time. But Paulie, this is not like going from 47 to 160, right? Welterweight to middleweight. Talking about smaller versions of weight here.
Yeah, a little bit small increments, but at the same time, the small increments are also for smaller guys. So the percentage of body weight can be similar at the same time. As here we see Mayweather's arrival.
Floyd Mayweather has arrived there. That's a live shot, just arriving a little late. Easy. Don't get cut by the camera. He's moving fast. He wants to get in. Maybe he's hungry. Think he's hungry? Yeah. You've been there, right?
Yeah, you're usually hungry and you're thirsty. He wants to get on stage, weigh in, and eat.
Floyd Mayweather, they're moving in. And moving in with enthusiasm, with a look of determination. He wants to get in as we get back now to Abner Mares and Daniel Ponce de Leon squaring up. Again, totally professional. They will go to war, make no mistake, but totally professional up on the stage. All right, the tail of the tape. You take a look at the two. Again, Paulie, you got one guy who is bigger. Will he actually be the bigger, stronger guy in the ring?
You know, I got a feeling he's a natural featherweight, and for that reason, you know, he's going to be a bit stronger. So it'll be interesting to see how Mares attacks that, you know. But at the same time, third weight class for Mares, we'll see how strong he is at featherweight.
Al, you've been looking forward to this matchup. Match him up in the ring.
It is a scintillating matchup, and for those of you that have never seen these two fighters, what you will see are two action warriors. Let's take a look at the keys to victory.
Abner Mares continues to write his rags to riches story with a move up to the 126-pound weight class. Standing at the gate trying to bar his entrance is two-time world champion Daniel Ponce de Leon. Here's how Mares might get past him to win another world title. Since he's moving up in weight, Mares shouldn't take big risks early in the fight while he's feeling out Ponce de Leon's punching power. Mares is one of the best body punchers in the sport, but he needs to do it legally. And one of the options open to Mares in terms of power is the overhand right. A low left that stays low from a southpaw gives Mares a chance to land the overhand right as he did against Anselmo Moreno. This is a punch that he hopes to land against De Leon, and he thinks could get him another world title.
Two-time world champion Daniel Ponce de Leon
has moved up in weight himself and failed to win a world title. He'd like to make that Abner Mares' fate as well. Mares attacks head first, and referees call fighters for pushing down on that head. So Ponce de Leon can't do it. Instead, a step back and an uppercut could be the answer to stopping that attack. The Ponce de Leon left needs to be evident in this fight, and he needs to hurt Mares with it. Ponce de Leon has power in that left hand, and he delivers it very, very well. Just ask Johnny Gonzalez about that. It's an excellent punch that Ponce de Leon hopes will help him keep his world title.
All right, Al Bernstein's keys to victory. Al, well done. Imagine what a shocking difference. Abner Mares going up against Anselmo Moreno. We saw him on Showtime against the tactician, and now going up against a very different guy in Daniel Ponce de Leon. Let's go down to the stage. Jim Gray is standing by with both fighters. Jim?
All right, Brian, thank you very much. Daniel, you first. Felix de Jesus will translate for us. Daniel, how important is it for you to try and end this fight early to avoid a war so that you don't have to get into it with Abner?
Qué importante es terminar esta pelea temprano y evitar una guerra frente a Abner Mares.
Es muy importante, claro que ganar contundentemente, ganar rápido, eso es lo mejor. Y pues yo estoy preparado para todo. Estoy preparado también para ganar contundentemente, ganar rápido. Como dices, no me gusta tampoco mucho la guerra, pero si es posible ir a la guerra, vámonos, estoy listo.
If the possibility of the war comes, he'll be welcome to it. But of course, it's better for him to do it early, but he's also prepared if it goes long.
Abner's a rough and tumble guy, as Al Bernstein likes to say. What do you have to do to avoid him being able to lower his head and possibly some low blows?
¿Qué tiene que evitar para que no te dé golpe bajo, sabiendo que él es un boxeador agresivo?
No, yo sé que va a pelear limpio. Estoy seguro que no va a empezar a hacer ese tipo de golpes bajos y golpes ilegales. Espero que pelee limpio y pues pasé una pelea limpia porque pues yo también sé pelear sucio, sé pelear callejero, así que mejor que sea una pelea limpia.
He's hoping that it's a clean fight. He knows that Mares could have a clean fight with him and avoid the low blows, but if it turns into an ugly fight, he also can brawl and he has street smarts too.
Daniel, best of luck. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Abner, how much are you concerned of the punching power of Daniel?
Not at all. I mean, I know he's a heavy puncher. Moving up on weight. He's a bigger guy, but at the end of the day, I can't let that get to me. I can't let that get to my head. At the end of the day, he's a guy with two hands. I got two hands. I got my power too. I think overall, I got more abilities than him boxing-wise, and that's what's gonna get me through the fight.
Are you concerned at all with this move up in weight about having to address being hit by guys who are throwing harder punches, particularly Daniel?
Not at all, man. You saw today, we both weighed 126. After this, I'm going to gain my weight too. I know he's going to gain his weight. And, we'll make it an interesting fight. Fight fans are going to go home happy, and that's what it's all about.
Abner, best of luck. We look forward to tomorrow night. Should be a great fight.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's go back upstairs to Brian.
Al, you've said as soon as this fight was made, you said, "Oh wow, this is going to be terrific." What do you expect?
You know what? It was a main event on our Showtime show originally, and it was moved to this card to be a great added value to this. So that tells you how good this fight is.
Getting ready now for the weigh-in for the main event, the welterweight championship of the world. The weight limit is 147 pounds. With the thing, dads have almost gone at it here. By the way, we do not want to see the dads of these fighters in the main event go at it at any point. It'll be too rough, right? Should be shut down. What do you look for, Paulie, as far as anything that has any real significance?
You really can't tell him any of the real significance. Right now, all this is for hype. It's all for posturing. You're trying to convince yourself you're the bigger man, you're the better man. But at the end of the day, it's really mostly for posturing. It's mostly for the fans and us, the media, to decipher who's looking better, who's looking more ready. But I think at the end of the day, both guys are mentally both ready for the fight, regardless of how they look right now at the weigh-in.
I think that's Robert Guerrero right there with his dad and trainer, Ruben Guerrero. We just saw Floyd Money Mayweather. Mayweather debuted at 130, Al, won his first title at 135 pounds. He moved to welterweight in late 2005, 7 times at welterweight, twice at 154, but he was 151 last time out. I mean, we don't expect anything here, except 147 seems to be his natural weight at this point.
It is really, at this point, the weight he is probably most comfortable fighting at. One up above that's a little too much, and below it at 140, maybe too difficult for him at age 36. So he should make this weight comfortably and shouldn't have an issue.
Paulie, he's had a rough year. I mean, out of the ring, in jail 2 months, couldn't train at all, didn't get right back into the gym. Your thoughts on all of that?
It always leaves a bit of a curiosity because you got a guy who's 36 years old, and sometimes long layoffs when you get to that age can affect you. The question is, will they affect him? He's had a long layoff before when he had a premature retirement, and then he came out and he looked excellent when he came back. So the curiosity will be, can he pull that off again? And we'll see. There's only one way to find out.
And Robert Guerrero has been as light as 122 pounds. Al, he doesn't look like you could fight at 122. He looks like a full size. He's as big as Paulie. Big wide shoulders at 147.
When he and Paulie were standing at the fighter meeting, talent meetings with them, I was struck by that. Paulie's a welterweight who's defending his crown now, and Guerrero looked like he very much belonged in that weight class.
Again, Robert Guerrero here, 30 years of age. He's been through so much in his life, with his wife Casey going through a bone marrow transplant, him taking off for a full year out of the ring to take care of his wife and his children. He's been through so much. That type of thing, having gone through that, Robert has said all along, hey, pressure's going to bother me for a fight. Are you joking? It seems to be quite real, Al.
He is a strong-minded young man, and what he went through with his wife and what he's gone through in life to get to this point, all of that could go out the window when you face the skill set of Floyd Mayweather, but he's a strong-minded young man.
All right, we're ready right now. The welterweight championship of the world. Let's go down right now to Jimmy Lemon Jr. Jimmy?
All right, fans, here we go. From the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, we are ready to weigh in the fighters for the main event. 12 rounds of action for the WBC welterweight and Ring Magazine welterweight world championship. Once again brought to you by Mayweather Promotions, Golden Boy Promotions, and SHOWTIME. At this time, we invite to the stage the challenger and interim champion from Gilroy, California. Here is the former IBF featherweight and junior lightweight world champion, Robert the Ghost Guerrero. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the defending world champion from Las Vegas, Nevada. Please welcome the 8-time world champion in 5 weight divisions, the undefeated WBC welterweight champion of the world, Floyd "Money" Mayweather. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we invite to the scale first. Here is the challenger. He is the interim WBC welterweight world champion, Robert the Ghost Guerrero.
All right, Mr. Ghost. 147.
Robert Guerrero weighs in at 147 pounds. 147 for Robert Guerrero. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the defending WBC welterweight champion of the world, Floyd "Money" Mayweather.
146.
Floyd Mayweather weighs in at a ready 146 pounds.
.146. Sometimes, Al, the weight can be indicative of the training camp. Your thoughts on that?
I think it's intriguing that he fought at a higher weight than 147 last time. He's at 146. And Robert Guerrero, the man that's only come up, only has come up from 2 weight classes down, is at 147. Intensity certainly here.
Let's get him now.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen. Floyd Mayweather, Robert Guerrero, 12 rounds for the WBC and Ring Magazine welterweight championship of the world.
Paulie, clearly Guerrero is saying in a non-verbal fashion, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, he looks ready, man. And like I said, these are just things for us to talk about. But you know what? Judging from that stare down, Guerrero is not the least bit intimidated. Floyd doing his usual spiel. He actually didn't talk this time. A lot of times he talks, but he looked very focused as well. Both guys look ready, man. They look like they can fight right now.
The electricity just went up quite a bit in this room when the two guys got close to each other.
For those of you that have not seen weigh-ins recently in big fights, this is not your father's weigh-in. This is what it has now become in big-time boxing. A lot of excitement, a lot of intensity.
Let's go down to the stage now, and Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, Brian, thank you very much. Floyd, you just had a stare down there. What's going through your mind while that's happening?
It's great.
The audience great. The audience is great. The fans have been great. The promotion for this is unbelievable. I'm in tip-top shape. I had a great training camp, and we're ready to fight.
You have not been in this position for a year. Your first time you've been on a scale in 1 year. Last time we saw you was against Cotto. You said you got hit by some shots that you shouldn't have gotten hit by. What can these fans expect tomorrow night from you, Floyd?
It's all about blood, sweat, and tears. Of course, I come from a boxing family. It's in my blood. It's embedded in me. I'm ready to go out there and do what I do best, and that's be victorious.
Obviously, everybody's anxious to see what goes on between you and Guerrero. Is there anything that concerns you about him and the way he fights?
Like I said before, I always control the tempo. You know, my thing is to go out there and be me, listen to what my dad brings to the table, and go out there and execute the game plan.
Floyd, we look forward to tomorrow night.
Thank you.
All right, back to you, Brian.
Yeah, fellas, it's Floyd Sr. in the corner now, training in Floyd Mayweather and not his uncle Roger Mayweather. Hey, Guerrero is enjoying this, soaking it up, and defiant against the boos.
Yeah, he's not in fear. You know, we've talked about this before in the past. You know, this is a guy who's been calling out for Floyd Mayweather for years.
Jim Gray is standing by now with the challenger, Robert Guerrero.
All right, Brian, thank you very much. Robert, you said to us yesterday you've not been intimidated by Floyd at all throughout this process, and that's what gets to most guys. When you were just standing right up there right now, face to face, what are you thinking about, and were you intimidated?
I'm thinking about getting down. That's what I'm thinking about. Ready? It's time to rock and roll, man. Yeah. Hey, nobody intimidating me. When we get in that ring, it's on. That's it. Hey, no more.
Robert, this is the biggest stage that you will have ever been on, and it's your biggest opportunity. What do you have to do tomorrow night in the ring to take advantage of this?
We got to beat him down. That's what we got to do, and we're going to take full advantage of it.
Robert, appreciate it. Best of luck tomorrow night.
Thank you, Jim.
All right. Back to you, Brian.
Jim, well done, because time to wrap. He just said it. The guy likes to fight. He can't wait to fight, and that means an awful lot. We take a look at the tail of the tape. He is a guy in the prime of his career, Paulie, at the age of 30.
Yeah, you know, he's not a guy who's, you know, up there in age. Floyd Mayweather, that's one of the lingering questions. Will his age catch up to him? Will the layoff catch up to him? Guerrero's in his prime, and he's coming off of two very impressive performances.
Yeah, you're right, Paul. He just got up to 147, welterweight for 2 fights. Andre Berto, Selchuk Iden before that. And so he was in right on task here. Al, match him up in the ring.
With all the drama that has preceded this fight, what I think is still most fascinating about this is what's going to happen inside the ring. Some very interesting strategies. Let's take a look at it on the keys to victory.
30-year-old Robert Guerrero has won world titles in 4 weight divisions, and he believes his body of work earned him this big fight against Floyd Mayweather. And more importantly, he believes it has prepared him to win this fight. To do so, the first key is to push Mayweather to the ropes, where he can mug him, as he did Andre Berto in their fight.
But once there, he can't get too close and not have room to throw his punches, as Oscar De La Hoya and others have done when they faced Mayweather.
And it's important that, unlike Victor Ortiz, he used the advantage of being a lefty when he puts Mayweather on those ropes. When Mayweather uses his now familiar shoulder roll against a right-hander, it nullifies the right hand and makes the left hook the only option, but it is a harder one to deliver. But a lefty like Guerrero can attack Mayweather a little easier on the ropes with the left hand, and Robert uses it well in a variety of ways. Mayweather will have to account for this in his game plan, or it might be Guerrero's ticket to a big upset. As usual, Floyd Mayweather comes into his fight with Robert Guerrero after almost a year layoff. He defies logic by looking sharp every time he comes back after those long layoffs. Will he still be sharp at age 36? The older Floyd has backed himself against the ropes rather than using the whole ring in recent fights, and for this fight, he needs to keep it in the center of the ring. When there, it's easier for him to throw combinations, his stock in trade. Against the lefty Guerrero, he needs to land the right hand, which he uses in a variety of ways, as a looping punch, as a lead, and following a jab. Here he shows yet another way to land that right hand. First, he feints with the left hand, as if he were going to throw a jab. Then he unloads the right hand. And this signature punch is where the power of Floyd Mayweather lies.
And we're joined right now by #1 pound for pound, Floyd Money Mayweather. Floyd, after what you've been through the last year, to be soaking in this atmosphere, what is it like for you?
It's truly a great feeling. I'm very, very thankful for the fans, the media. I'm happy to be back going out there performing. It's been a great build-up for this fight. I'm in tip-top condition. Hopefully my opponent's in tip-top shape, so we can get the fans what they want to see. The fans want to see blood, sweat, and tears and excitement. That's what it's about.
Floyd, you're in off a year layoff. That's normal for you. You do it flawlessly. You come back as if there's no break. How do you do that?
I guess I'm just blessed. I can say I'm just blessed. But this is a guy I know I can't overlook. This is a guy that's a grappler. Me, myself, I got to stick to the game plan, be smart, be sharp. But I just want to let you guys know, all you guys have been doing a great job. I've been tuning in, watching every week, you guys. It's been some great boxing on Showtime, and we know Showtime is #1.
There you go. Thanks, Floyd. I appreciate that, man. Yo, listen, 1 second. At the stare down right here, it was a bit of a long stare down. You see anything in his face? Do you think he's a bit too excited, or do you think he's nervous? I mean, you see anything?
Well, you got to realize, I've been to this level, for a long time now.
And his opponent at this time,
I'm in great shape, great condition. I'm ready to go out there and perform. But as far as, did I see any nervousness? He's never been to this level before. This is a different level. This is at the pinnacle, so you must be ready mentally and physically for this level.
Do you have a different level of appreciation for all of this and soaking it in every step of the way now, Floyd?
I'm very, very thankful. I'm very, very thankful for everybody that's supporting me, over the years. I'm truly blessed to be at the top of the sport for 17 years and still be competing at the highest level. So it's a great thing. I'm thankful for all the fans that came out. It's marvelous.
What about your dad in your corner? Was he with you here today? Because I know at the news conference you said, I don't want any trouble. My dad can't stand here. What did you do this time?
Well, the thing is this. His dad must realize he cannot fight for his son. My dad cannot fight for me. I feel like the trainers should act their age and let the fighters do the fight. And that's what it's about.
There you go. Good point.
Good luck to your dad. Floyd, good luck to you.
Thank you.
It's great to see you back in the ring, and we look forward to tomorrow night.
Thank you. Thank you. Continue to do a good job. Good luck. You got a good fight. And you've been doing a hell of a job for years.
And yes, I know.
My God.
It's a new era of detente. And Floyd Mayweather tomorrow, again, looking for the welterweight championship of the world, already #1 pound for pound, as he'll take on Robert Guerrero tomorrow night. Thank you, Floyd. Good luck to you. Robert Guerrero, credible challenger, moving up to welterweight, and will look to shock the world tomorrow night, but will do so against a man who runs the master class in boxing defense. You can see it tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on Showtime pay-per-view. All right, well, I'm much more excited now, I have to say, fellas. Your thoughts, Al? Again, I didn't even have a chance to ask Floyd. 146, I mean, what does it mean, if anything? The fact that he came in, I mean, just 1 little pound, but still.
I think it just means he's in shape. I think the fact is his preparation is always impeccable for these fights, and the onus is on Robert Guerrero to show that he belongs here, but I think he can.
What do you think, Paulie?
A lot of times, those last couple of pounds of dehydration weight, he might have just lost an extra pound. So I don't think it's a big deal. It's happened to me many times. I think as long as you make the weight, you're showing you're ready and you're showing you're in shape, and that's what counts.
Well, we'll be watching then when you come in 1 pound underneath against Adrian Broner.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean anything, he said. We didn't have time to get Robert Guerrero up here on the stage. Of course, we had Guerrero out on the stage there with Jim Gray, and we'll have much more with Robert tomorrow. He'll get his fair shake, no question about it. This is when you go in the ring, it's a meritocracy. These guys will fight, and it should be exciting. Our May Day coverage continues tomorrow, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific with May Day Live. We'll have live fights for you, prelim fight coverage, exclusive interviews as well, leading up to the main event itself. 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, Showtime pay-per-view, Floyd Mayweather, Robert Guerrero for the welterweight championship of the world. And then you've got Ponce de Leon, Daniel Ponce de Leon, featherweight championship match against Abner Mares. That'll do it. For Al Bernstein, Paulie Malignaggi, Jim Gray, I'm Brian Kenny. We look forward to seeing you right here tomorrow night for the Showtime pay-per-view. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your day.